YouTube, it's Missy, and today I'm here to share with you guys my September anticipated reads. I know I'm a little late. I know I was supposed to do this a few weeks ago, but Missy has been severely overwhelmed and busy the last couple of weeks, and I have not gotten around to do it yet. I just hate my schedule. I mean, I like it, but I hate it. So let's get started. I have 13 books to share with you guys, and I don't want to have this video too long, so, you know, let's roll with it. Number one is Tales of the Peculiar by Ransom Riggs. This is the prequel to Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children trilogy. I have not finished the trilogy yet. Library of Souls is sitting right there on my computer desk and has been sitting right there in the exact same spot right next to my keyboard for a year. I have not picked it up. I like the series. I just don't have any interest in picking that up right now. I don't know why. And so I didn't want to pick up the prequel until I finished the series. If I wasn't interested in reading it for a year, I probably won't pick it up for a while. So I wanted to save my money. That one came out on the 3rd. The next book is And the Trees Crept In by Dawn Kurtagich. I am probably butchering her last name. But this one comes out on the 6th. This is her second horror novel. I absolutely love Dead House. It had some problems, but overall, the formatting, the POVs, I loved all of that. And this next book is Blood-Colored House. Sisters Trapped Inside. I don't know what blood-colored house is. Maybe it's a red house. But there's two sisters trapped inside the house. So we have another house. We have two sisters again. So kind of like, I don't know if this is her MO. I'm digging it though because I have sisters, and so that would be really cool to read about. And I love haunted houses. So I kind of pre-ordered this book, and it's sitting behind me in a box waiting to be opened for my September book haul. So I'm super excited to look at the cover. All right, that one came out on the 6th. The next book is Sometimes We Tell the Truth by Kim Zarins. This one also came out on the 6th, and this is a retelling of the Canterbury Tales, which I have not read. I don't even know what they are about, but this takes place on a bus ride to DC, so I thought it would be, you know, an interesting modern retelling of the older. It is like a kid's thing, right? Kind of like Peter Rabbit. I need to read it. I want to read the original first before I pick up the retelling. Number 4 is called The Graces, and this is by Lori Eve, and this one also comes out on the 6th, and this is a witch book. I actually pre-ordered this one too. Again, it's sitting behind me in a box. I don't know much about this book. I, of course, read the synopsis before I purchased it, and it sounded really fascinating. I'm not sure what their powers are, if it's just like a nature kind of thing. I think the people that live with these witches know they are witches, but I'm not sure how the witches interact with the people. I'm excited to read it. I want to go in blind. The cover is amazing. The next book I want to talk about is Gamescape Overworld by Emma Trevane, and if that name sounds familiar, it's because I own 2 of her middle grade books. The first one being Flights, Chimes, and Mysterious Times, which was a really cute alternate London, like steampunky book, and the cover was super adorable. And then I purchased The Accidental Afterlife of Thomas Marsden. I haven't picked that one up yet, but I really want to. That cover is also cute. I do like her writing, and so I wanted to try out one of her YA books. And this one is about a virtual reality. So it's kind of like Ready Player One. If you have read that book, you know what I'm talking about. The oasis is where everyone hangs out, works, go to school, yada yada. The outside of the virtual reality is a mess. People are in poverty, so they want to hang out in the virtual reality for as long as possible. In this virtual reality, same thing. The outside world is, you know, poverty stricken, and things are all broken down, and people are depressed. So they go to this virtual reality to spend most of their days. But in this book, the prize for winning the contest is a new body part. So in this book, the main character has a bad heart, and if you pick up something in the virtual reality, it transfers with you into the physical world, which I don't know how that works. So there's a contest going on in the virtual reality, and the main character wants to earn a new heart, so he's competing with other people. I don't know if everyone else is working for new body parts, but that's what he's working for. So it sounded fascinating, and I really liked Ready Player One, and I like virtual reality, so I'm interested in this book. The next book is called The Forgetting by Shannon Cameron. This one also comes out on the 13th of September, and this is about every 12 years your memory is wiped, and the only way you can remember what has happened in those 12 years is if you've written it down. So if you forgot to write down something important, it's gone forever. And this reminds me kind of Dark City, the movie. I haven't seen it in forever, but basically their minds are wiped. I don't know how long, like if it's every couple months or years, but their memories are wiped, and then they are put in other situations. So say you're married to a person now, and in 2 years they wipe your mind and they set you up with somebody else, and it's like an alien kind of thing. They're just like taking notes and figuring out how memories work and how we interact with everybody. Fascinating dark science fiction movie. If you haven't seen it, I would totally watch it. But this story kind of reminded me of that, so I'm totally excited to pick it up. The next book is called When They Fade, and this is by Jen Roberts. This one also comes out on the 13th, and it is said to be like Lovely Bones, but with hitchhikers. So in Lovely Bones, the main character is murdered at the beginning of the book, and she watches her family from a heaven of her own making. Like, I don't know if she makes it like in What Dreams May Come, but it's like a heaven, and she can watch her family from there. So in this book, the main character is also a girl, and she has died, and she comes back as a hitchhiker, and so she'll be picked up by random strangers, and then she'll tell them something that's going to happen to them, that really truly is going to happen to them in the future, because she knows these things, but they're all bad things. They're not good. So one of the little snippets in the Goodreads synopsis says, "You're going to die, it will hurt, and you'll be alone, and no one will help you." That to me sounds fascinating and super scary. I cannot wait to read this book. The next book is Kids of Appetite by David Arnold. He wrote Mosquito Land. This book comes out on the 20th, and it's a tragic comedy. I like to go into his books blind. I don't know what to expect, and so I didn't actually read the synopsis. I just read tragic comedy. That was it. And then I turned off my eyes and went to another book. The next book I want to talk about is Stalking, Jack the Ripper. This one comes out, I think, on the 20th as well, and this is by Carrie Maniscalco, maybe? This is a historical fiction about a rich girl whose uncle works in like the medical field, in like the labs, and she loves going and watching him like dissect bodies, and she's just fascinated with that. And women weren't allowed to be doctors back then. So I don't know if she's in it to become a doctor, or she just really, really wants to learn about, you know, the body and everything. But she is helping solve the Jack the Ripper murders, I believe. And that's why it's called that as the title. But I like Jack the Ripper, so if it has to deal with Jack the Ripper, I want to read it. The next book is Vasa in the Night, and this is by Sarah Porter. This one also comes out on the 20th, and this is a Baba Yaga retelling, or to that effect. I don't know where it takes place. I didn't write everything down. I don't know if it's in America, or Baba Yaga is Russian, right? I think. but she's like supposed to be a witch and she like steals children. So I want to read this one because, yeah, someone was talking about, I think it was Reagan who was talking about it, and her description of the book was way better, but it looks good, so I want to read it. The next book on my list is called A Taste for Monsters, and this is by Matthew J. Kirby. This one comes out on the 27th, and this one is also a Jack the Ripper kind of book, and Matchstick Girl and Elephant Man. Those are the three main characters that was in the blurb for this book. So a matchstick girl, like a poor girl, meets the Elephant Man, and they have a friendship going on, like the real Elephant Man, and then somehow they are trying to solve the murders of Jack the Ripper. I think that's how it goes. I like Jack the Ripper, as I said before, so I want to read it. All right, and it's a historical fiction horror, so that right there was like, yes, please. The next book is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Do I have it out here? No? I put it away? Probably. I do have Six of Crows. I have not read it yet, but I did read the Grisha trilogy and really enjoyed it. So this is Crooked. Crooked Kingdom is the sequel to Six of Crows, and what everyone has said that this is going to be strictly a duology. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it. I hope it has black pages as well. This one comes out on the 27th of September. All right, and the very last book is called The Woman in the Walls by Amy Lukovics, and this one also comes out on the 27th. Now, I read her Daughters Unto Devils last year, and it was absolutely amazing. Like, I thought it was going to be shit, but it was so good. And it says Little House on the Prairie meets Stephen King, I think that's what it said, or The Shining or something. I don't know what they were comparing the book to, but basically it is a mountain family who has like a curse, not a curse, but the oldest daughter feels like she's cursed. And so they move, because the house is getting too small, they move to like down the hill to like the Midwest of America in like this huge prairie in an abandoned house. And the abandoned house just so happens to be haunted, or at least the entire prairie and surrounding woods is all haunted. And so there's a lot of blood in this book, and the family goes crazy, and it was just so good, and I loved it. And so I want to read The Women in the Walls because I like YA horror. There's not enough of it, and I want more. And so I really liked her first book, so I'm assuming I'm going to like this one as well. It also comes out on the 27th. And yeah, and so that's it. Those are my most anticipated reads for September, with a lot of horror going on. I'm super excited because that means October is coming, and hopefully there's more horror books there. I have too many books that I want to read for Ominous October. Let me know down below what books you are interested in reading in September. What books are on your October TBR? Do you have any horror novels that you recommend me read in the month of October? My TBR pile for next month is pretty substantial. I would like to add more to that list if I could, just so I have a nice variety to choose from. I think October will be very tentative because, again, like I said, I am a horror fan, and so I have much horror in my house. And so I don't know how I'm going to go about choosing all these books that I want to read. Okay, that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!